Okay, let's see. Let me see if I pop up and I'm on there. I don't know. Hello, can anyone hear me? Anyone there? Anyone there? I am live now. Can anyone hear me? Are you there? Are you there? Anyone hear me? Can you hear me? Yes. Can you hear me? Yes. Please say yes. I cannot believe this just happened. Okay, they can hear me. Oh my gosh, Adam. Thank you so much. I do not what.
Hey, let's all celebrate that justice was served.
Yes. 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 Thank you so much.
Amazing.
This is so amazing.
Life was saved today.
Did you see? Oh my gosh, he was like breaking down while they were reading the not guilty. I'm like, oh.
I didn't even get to hear it, but I felt it in my heart.
Yes. 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 Oh my gosh.
I'll let you go to your celebrate.
Thank you so much. All right. Bye bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I do not know what happened. I am so irritated that we covered this for 3 weeks and I did not get to do this together. I am so sorry, but what an amazing win. Kyle, oh my gosh, he was literally could not even contain himself as he was sitting there listening to his life be saved. I am so overjoyed that Kyle Rittenhouse is free. He is free. And did you guys hear at the end, the judge granted the motion for dismissal with prejudice. Did you hear that? Yes. He granted the motion too. Hello? The sound was complete. I don't know what happened. I didn't get to do this with any of my stuff. It's done. Okay, bye. Okay, he granted the motion for dismissal with prejudice. Everything is dropped. Like, oh my gosh, so good, you guys. I am so sorry that I caused so much havoc with you not being able to hear. You were on this stream, and I just totally screwed that up. I'm so sorry. I do not know what happened. It was a complete... that was a complete fluke. There are no coincidences. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but now Kyle is in such a position. He is in such a position to sue the pants off of all these people who defamed him, defamation of character, calling him a white supremacist, saying that he was a murderer, basically convicting him before he was able to go before the jury. The jury decided that this man acted in self-defense. Praise the Lord. I am so happy. I had all my boys in here, too, to experience the moment that they read the verdict. And this is a big win, not just for us. We got to remember that this is a big win, not just for us. Now, this was for everybody. I got stuff coming in all over. Yeah. Oh my gosh, what a crazy couple of minutes. I can't even believe, literally a crazy couple of minutes. Now we're looking at BCP. He is on the ground in Kenosha, Wisconsin. They're running towards something. Let's see what's going on here. The verdict is in. This is what we've been waiting for. What is going to be the reaction of BLM and Antifa? Now that Kyle's life has been saved, how are they going to react? That was the other part of what we're waiting for. BCP was just running after something. What is going on?
He's gone? Yeah. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. He's already out of here.
Oh, I think they were trying to chase down where Kyle may have exited. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do.
He's gone.
Like cattle, everyone chasing them.
Yeah, the media they're crazy. Okay, so let's go back. I want to watch this again now that I'm on here and
under any obligation to discuss any aspect of this case with.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and
Okay.
I want to watch this again. I want to watch it without all the chaos going on. Okay. I'm going to watch this. Because I didn't actually get to watch it the first time. I was too busy under my desk trying to deal with stuff. Okay. I'm going to watch this again. Okay, here we go. The judge is sick. He needs to go take a rest.
All right, we're back, and the appearances are as before with the jury upstairs. And they have notified us that they have reached a verdict. Anything before we call the jury down?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Oh, yeah, bring them up.
Let's make sure we get rid of all of the trolls. We ain't got time for you. We won. We won. We won. Just remember that. And there was a special bonus at the end of this that I'm excited to celebrate again, too. Don't be a binger, and don't be a salty turtle either. Salty turtle lied, and all of them need to be taken to the train station. Here we go. Waiting for the jury to come down. Oh, man. Oh. I'm excited. I'm going to do it again. I'm watching it. I didn't get to do it the first time. I'm watching it like it's my first time. I'm going to watch it like it's my first time. Guess what, Kimberly? He's not guilty. Kyle isn't guilty. It was decided by a jury of his peers. So, poor you. Keep it pushing. Mod patrol or troll patrol. Kimberly needs to go. Okay. I'm watching it as if I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, you folks can be seated maybe a few minutes while we...
Troll patrol. Of course, Court TV is disappointed. They are. I learned the first couple of days that they are super left-leaning. There's no way they cover trials every single day, and they did not see that this kid acted in self-defense. Self-defense. That is crazy.
No, there's no standing room. And us, any of the other judges are welcome. That's the only exception. By the way,
The best part is him being found not guilty, but the best part comes after he's found not guilty. Oh, I lost it. I lost it on that part. I lost it on that second part. On that last tidbit, yes. Come on, what is taking the jury so long? Why is Kim not gone? What is going on? Oh, she must be on the other Facebook page. I don't have mods from my Facebook page. I'm just now realizing that. gotta switch accounts real quick. Okay. Problem. There you are, little troll. I gotta switch accounts real quick. Facebook is acting really crazy right now. I mean, I can only see they're probably crying in their office. Probably crying in their office right now.
For those of you in the
Facebook is
audience
acting
portion,
really crazy right now. I mean, I can only see they're probably crying in their office. Probably crying in their office.
no, it doesn't need to be. There can't be any reaction at all, no matter how strongly you may feel. And it's understood that many people do have strong feelings, but we can't permit any kind of a reaction to the verdict. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of law enforcement here, and you will be whisked out of here if there is any. So just be aware. Okay.
Hello?
Would you go down, please?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, members of the jury, have you elected a foreperson? Would you give your juror number, please?
54.
54. And has the jury reached a verdict as to each count of the information?
Yes, we have, Your Honor.
One verdict and one verdict only.
Yes.
Would you hand all of the paperwork to the bailiff, please?
This is the ones that you didn't know.
Everything.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. And has the jury reached a verdict as to each count of the information?
Yes, we have, Your Honor.
One verdict and one verdict only. May I see
Yes.
that too, please? Would you hand all of the paperwork to the bailiff, please?
This is the ones that you didn't know.
The defendant will rise, face the jury, and hearken to its verdicts.
State of Wisconsin versus find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis, we the jury find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the third count of the information, unknown male, we the jury find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber, we the jury find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we the jury find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
Members of the jury, are these your unanimous verdicts? Is there anyone who does not agree with the verdicts as read? Would you wish the jury polled?
No.
Okay. Okay, folks, your job is done, and we started just about 3 weeks ago. And I told you it could last
It gets
2
even
weeks and
better.
2 days.
It
This is
gets
2
even
weeks. This
better.
is 3 weeks. You were a wonderful jury to work with. You were punctual. You were attentive. And the forgotten six over here who had a very difficult job of keeping from discussing the case during the time that they were sequestered as well. All of you, I couldn't have asked for a better jury to work with. And it has truly been my pleasure. I think, without commenting on your verdict, the verdicts themselves, just in terms of your the attentiveness and the cooperation that you gave to us, justifies the confidence that the founders of our country placed in you. So I dismiss you at this time. You're never under any obligation to discuss any aspect of this case with anyone. You're welcome to do so as little or as much as you want. The media have requested, a number of media sources have requested the ability to talk to you, and they have been allowed to present presentations to you that you'll get in writing, and it's entirely up to you whether you want to contact them. They are not to contact you. If anyone does contact you, and just tell them you're not interested in discussing it, if that's the case. And if anyone persists in doing so, report that to us and it will be addressed, I assure you. At the beginning of the trial, there was some concern about information and your safety, and I assure you that we will take every measure to ensure that that is your concerns are addressed and respected. I'm going to talk to you for just a minute, not about anything to do with the case, but just about that sole issue. And you, as I say, you're welcome to discuss the case as little or as much as you want. Any questions, anybody? Thank you so much. And you're after 4 years, you're eligible for service again. It would be my pleasure to work with you. Thank you. Yeah, please. Or in the they can send the
So I
library,
didn't know that Kyle left early.
or maybe it will be.
He just left
Yeah, take him upstairs.
before
That's fine.
this second part
That's fine.
happened, which is probably good. Probably good that he didn't come out with everybody else. Oh, it gets better. There's still more. There's still more. His troubles aren't over. He can start suing folks all over town. That's good. But his troubles aren't over because there's still horrible human beings out there who would like to see him no longer living. Horrible human beings. Horrible, horrible, horrible.
Mr. Richards? Any word from the state?
The jury has represented our community in this trial and has spoken.
All right, the motion of the defendant is granted. The charges against the defendant on all counts are dismissed with prejudice.
Yes!
And he's released from the obligation of his bond. Anything else?
Woo!
Thank you. Good day.
He is released from the obligation of his bond. Don't be a binger or a salty turtle for that matter. I want to I'm sorry, wrong one. I want to point out that not every case is self-defense, right? Kyle didn't just win because he did act in self-defense. If he had Binger on his side, he likely would have lost. He had a great defense team. They knew their stuff. They understood the assignment. They had prepared an amazing case. Don't touch the sound. I know, don't touch the sound. I cannot believe I went 3 weeks and it came down to literally the last seconds and it totally cut me off. But he had an amazing team, right? And we saw them really tell the story throughout the entire trial. From day one, his defense team came for him to set him free, to show that he acted in self-defense, and that's exactly what they showed us. The prosecution was absolutely horrible. The taxpayers deserve a refund. They did not do their job. They did not prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Kyle did not act in self-defense. This kid did such an amazing, or the defense team did such an amazing job defending Rittenhouse. Hold on, whose chat is this? This is BCP. Oh, okay, let's hear what's going on here.
Whether it be who you practice your religion, that is your right and your freedom. And that's the end right to not be accosted and not have the right to defend yourself. That's what America stands for. That's what America was founded on. And so if you don't like that, I hate to break it to you, but maybe you need to go to another country. Because that's what this country is founded on, and that's what this country is about, and that's what this country will always be about. And us American citizens, I came out here today real simple, because just like this man, I'm sick and tired of watching our city explode. I'm sick and tired of standing on the sideline and doing nothing about it. You come to my town, I'm going to get the town to come out and meet you. So I don't care what kind of mob you want to come and beat for protest and try to cost $1 billion worth of damages, we're going to meet you before you ever come into the town. You also know the only towns that got burned were Democratic towns, right? Because your officials let your towns burn. So if you really want to be mad at the riots last year, be mad at the government officials in this building, be mad at the government officials in Washington that allowed it to happen in every other city. Quit blaming the police, which the mayors and the officials told them to stand down. The National Guard was not brought in here because our asshole governor said stand down. I bet you that governor wouldn't stand down if they were on his doorsteps, now would they? But since it's not bothering him, it's for the people, not for us. One law for the governors and one law for the people. And we're not a two-party system here. And we shouldn't be. And I'm sick and tired of the Democrats and Republicans and the media in this country pitting us against each other. Because this is not about Democrat or Republican. This is about American and America. And the reason we can't unite is because we have one faction in this country who thinks everything is racist and won't come down and sit at the table and have a conversation. If anybody's watched the media coverage over the last 3 days or been here, this side has had conversations.
Yeah, that's true.
That side does not want to have a conversation. I brought this mic here for the last 2 days to have conversations with people. I let anybody get on this mic as long as they are not going to sit there and say something that is going to be derogatory or, does incite violence. I'm not going to hear that. But it's not look, I don't agree with everything, but you have the right to your opinion. It's just like I don't agree with abortion, but you have your right. Does that mean, even if I don't agree with the law, I'm not going to take the matters in my own hands because the law says they're allowed to have it. So even if I disagree with it, that's their right.
Can I ask you about your, you said if there's a mob, you would come to meet them? I overheard something like that.
Yeah, here's real simple. Next time Antifa or BLM says they're coming to your town, organize your town to come and stand up. Stop them from coming in. If you don't let them come in, they can't make a fuss to begin with.
Do you think this verdict?
Look at some of the smaller towns in this country that had BLM show up. What happened? They didn't make a fuss because this town's in Oregon that you guys won't cover on the news, that last year BLM showed up town. All the town's residents came out with guns and BLM left.
Do you think this?
And there was no violence.
Do you think this type of verdict sends that message to people to protect themselves?
It sends a message that we have the right to protect ourselves, that we don't need to let mob rule in this country give us the verdicts and the edicts on what to do anymore. Because mob rule is nothing more than anarchy. We have a rule of law in this country for a reason. It's like this. I don't agree with abortion for a lot of reasons, but the biggest reason is you guys say it's women's health. If it's women's health, let me be real with you. Even though I'm
Who's you guys?
the Democrats, okay, the people who are pro-abortion. Okay, at the end of the day, it's real simple. If it's women's health, why is it that 90% of women that have an abortion have trouble, have a mental health issue after they have that abortion? And I'm not saying that's right, but you know what? If it's really about women's health, then why don't we give them the right to mental health after they have an abortion and get them the proper help they need to get through life? But we don't offer that. We don't pay for that. We don't. You know what I mean? If it's really about women's health, why don't we make it about women's health?
Is that something that you advocate for?
I advocate for everybody's health, just like I advocate. Look, I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but I'm a pro-freedom person. So you know what? It's your choice based on your medical history whether you need a vaccination or not. I've had 17 colon surgeries. I've had 4 surgeries of various surgeries in the last year and a half. My doctors told me not to take the vaccine, so I won't, based on my medical history. But if you have a different medical history that says otherwise, that's your decision. But at the end of the day, I'm sick and tired of the government stepping into Americans' lives, telling us what we're supposed to do with our body and our rights and how we're supposed to live. Less government, more freedom is what we need. I have no problem with the police. I don't want to defund the police. I said less government, not less police. There's a difference. The law enforcement in this country has been through so much in the last 2 years, it's unbelievable. I give total props to anybody who's still a law enforcement officer for dealing with everything they've had to put up with over the last 2 years. So at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, this is not about black or white, rich or poor. This is about America, okay? Are we as a country gonna let the media and let everybody else divide us? Or can we actually sit down at a table and have a conversation? And if there's people that can't sit down at the table and have a conversation because their emotions get the best of them, then maybe they should be out of the conversation altogether. I live 30 miles east of here, west of here, sorry. I consider myself a local. If I can get here in under an hour, that's local. There's Matthew McGinnis. I live in Delaware. McGinnis. So I actually have FAS, which is foreign access syndrome.
I came all the way from West Dallas just to come here.
Oh, thank you.
I told everyone on the stream that I came here. I want to meet you and your wife.
I don't have a problem with it.
I'm disabled. I'm going to have a
Police
hell
have
of
been
a time going back home.
underappreciated in this country for the
My
last
mom's
2
like,
years.
oh
and
my
just
God,
basically
call me
shit
when
on
you
for the
get
last
there.
2 years,
Don't.
which is a disgrace.
I don't got the money for that.
That's
the one that was homeless for 4 months. I'm going to be living upstairs for my stepdad. He finally kicked the people. They were doing heroin.
Look, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know.
And not everybody
That's
from
why I
Milwaukee is
believe
like
in our justice department.
Like what?
how they are here.
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm mixed.
Okay.
I got
so let's talk about
I
that.
had terrible
If you say a life is a life, what about a guy who was recently convicted of raping 14 women and got probation?
I dated a lot of black guys.
If a life is a life, let's call it all. You're gonna call someone else out.
Yeah, all that.
But then I also got some of the guys.
Because that's what it's about.
You're mixed, so they figured, because I was born.
You raped 14 women and found guilty. You should be in jail.
Okay, I don't know about her story or whatnot, but man, there's so much going on right now. What an amazing day. What an amazing day. Oh my gosh. Wow. What an amazing day. I just can't even, after 3 weeks of this, after the last 4 days, this is day 4. Thank goodness we didn't have to wait for the entire day to go by before we saw a verdict come out. But after 2 weeks of trial and testimony and closing arguments, and then 3 days of deliberation, this is definitely a way to finish this out. And I still find it very sketchy that the BLM people that were there the last couple of days were not there today. How bizarre is that? That is very bizarre, guys.
There he is. Yeah, he is. He's a loner. Someone wanted to come see you and meet you. They came up here just to meet us. So
46 minutes.
46 minutes? Wow. Your first name?
It's Crystalina. My mom made it up.
This case is going to be, you heard that reporter right there but saying the same thing that I've been saying this whole time, is this case is going to set a precedent, right? This is going to be the case they look back on. Rittenhouse versus the state. This is going to be the case that they look back on when it comes to self-defense. Not every case is self-defense. This just so happened to clearly be self-defense. There's no other explanation for it. And the defense team did an amazing job of showing that truth. And it's unfortunate that the jury didn't have that one footage that we went over several times today and yesterday that clearly shows he did not raise his weapon. There was no provocation. He did not raise his weapon and point it at the Zeminskis or anyone else. And it was really good to see that the jury made a decision that made sense according to the evidence. And anybody who just wants to say, oh, he's guilty, he's guilty, he's guilty, you clearly weren't watching the trial. You clearly didn't see the evidence. You clearly weren't watching the footage that we were watching. And I want to show it one more time just because it's just that important. This is something that the jury didn't have right here. This is the moment, I believe, this is the moment that they were trying to decipher whether or not that event happened that Binger and Salty Turtle would have you believe. Binger and Salty Turtle would have us believe that there was provocation, that in this moment, according to their pixelated drone footage, that Kyle Rittenhouse raised up his gun and pointed it at the Zeminskis who are standing right here, which, by the way, both Binger and Salty Turtle admitted they didn't know where they were in the footage. They didn't know. They said that. We don't know. We just know that they're there based on the FBI footage. This is what happened right here. We see Kyle right here. He never once lifts his weapon and points it at the Zeminskis, although this is Rosenbaum coming into the field with what looks like a weapon to me. Zeminski has a handgun. Kyle starts to take off running. He looks behind him. He keeps going. Rosenbaum is chasing him. Rosenbaum, a convicted child predator, and Kyle flees through. That is the moment right there that Binger and Salty Turtle wanted us to believe provocation happened, that Kyle Rittenhouse was the one who provoked the matter by pointing his gun at people, and that is not what happened. We saw that throughout the entire trial, through all the footage that we've seen. We saw every single witness testify that it was, in fact, the rioters, the violent rioters, were the ones who were instilling fear in people and being threatening. In fact, Richie McGinnis even said that he de-escalated a situation with White Claw because he was unsure of how they were going to react. Kyle, I am so glad that this kid has his, yes, Sheila, thank you. That is exactly what happened. I think that if the jury ever finds out Rosenbaum's past, they will be able to sleep well knowing that they made the right decision. Not just because Kyle Rittenhouse did act in self-defense, but because it's sometimes, when a child predator gets taken out, we just need to learn to say thank you and move on. There are no coincidences, right? There are no coincidences. So thank you so much for hanging out with me here, guys, during this and the horrible thing that happened. I'm glad we were able to rewatch that. This is definitely a important day. This is an important time.
And two up over here.
Got choppers in the air, he says.
Choppers.
Helicopters. What's that?
Right here.
Yep, there is.
I don't know. That's on. Unless they got permission.
Will it behind me?
Oh, in the middle?
Saw him yesterday.
In there because that's what I wanted to hear from this side. And
Thank you guys so much for the super chats. Obviously, the world knows. If the world don't know, Wisconsin knows, and it's spreading that Kyle was found innocent. Thank you, jury, for doing your job properly. Thank you for not caving in and folding, even under pressure, under the things that were taking place outside. And believe this or not, you guys, the judge himself was elected Democratic judge. I don't know if you guys knew that. He's elected Democratic judge, and he still held what was right. So I thought that was cool. Good on him, because he had some stuff against him. Obviously, the prosecution, the DA sucked. We know that. The prosecution sucked, so they didn't do a good job. But the judge did a great job. And I think that the prosecution, in my personal opinion, the DA, they gave more evidence for Kyle. Like I was telling some of the people here yesterday, who didn't go testify, who were not, either they were not called or they did not go testify. I'm like, well, why didn't you go testify if you're not liking what you're hearing? And they're saying that, they weren't called upon. There was some footage released, but the footage didn't make it to the jury. So I don't know, but prosecution didn't do a good job. So. He's over here. Got a good interview with him yesterday. A little bit. You guys don't remember him? Him and his wife are the ones who had the guns out when they came walking through the neighborhood. And if things go, if they go any south tonight, I'll get out here. I'll listen, you guys. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If things go south tonight, I will risk my life for you guys. All right? I'll get out here.
As a reminder, the demons come out at night. So something is really fishy. And I wouldn't call this done if I were you.
Yeah, I'm on. Yeah. No, go ahead, go.
I'm still kind of processing what we saw today. We saw such a big thing happen. It's hard to, it's takes some time to process. I can only imagine what Kyle is kind of going through right now. Just not only the fact that he got a not guilty verdict, but that the judge dismissed and he's not even responsible for his bond anymore, whatever that may be. I think it was pretty expensive if I remember correctly. I mean, this is done. This is done for him, and he doesn't have to have this on his shoulders anymore. I want to point out, as I said earlier today, when we were talking about the streamers and how, Binger and Salty Turtle didn't even really understand what the streamers did, right? And so when Drew Hernandez got on the stand and Binger tried to confuse him or thought maybe he would be able to intimidate him, he didn't understand that Drew Hernandez has been out there doing this for a long time. He knew what was up. He knew how to answer those questions. He knew what it was, as well as Kriston Harris. Even though he's more left-leaning, he's been out there doing this for a long time. BCP's been out there doing this for a long time. They are so important. Will Johnson's been out there doing this. They're on the front line, right? So they know what this is all about. They know what's really happening out there, and they are a threat to the big media companies who are constantly feeding people lies and narratives that are wrong. People like Joy Reid. Look what happened to Joy Reid's network. They're so faulty that they got banned from the courtroom because of their antics. Those are the kind of people that the mainstream media are. Our streamers, our guys that we have out there that are standing in the cold and they're going through these riots, they're putting themselves in harm's way. I don't know if you guys know this, but last summer when the riots were happening in Portland, Oregon, nightly, CNN and the mainstream news, they were the first ones to back out of that because they were being assaulted, right? And they wouldn't even go in and get close. And they stopped covering it altogether. Meanwhile, our streamers are still out there trying to get the coverage. They're putting themselves in harm's way. They're the ones that are reporting what's real. Andy No ended up with a brain bleed being attacked by Antifa. BG on the scene, Taylor Hansen, they are out there in the middle of things. They are out there in the midst of it. A couple of them just holding their phones, but they're capturing what's really happening. So when the mainstream media comes out and they try to spin that narrative, it's like, oh, hold on a second. I already know what happened because I saw it live. I saw it live. Don't try and take little clips and stuff and tell us a lie. We know better. These guys are so important. These guys are the ones we need to be supporting. These guys are the ones that we need to get behind and lift up and fund to get to these places. That's the military guy that was there yesterday. Darn it, I wish he would get closer to his sign. Ask him to get closer to his sign. Media lied. Yeah, so did Salty Turtle. Salty Turtle lied. Media lied. They all lied. They tried to convict Kyle before he even got there. It's so funny because it's not funny. It's pretty disgusting is what it is the media, this society, they go directly against what our Constitution says. Our Constitution says that they are innocent until proven guilty. What the media does is they make them do not start with the volume again, please. Are you kidding me? Can you not hear me again? Oh my gosh, thank goodness. Oh, I have PTSD, guys. I have PTSD from what happened. Oh.
Think about what your morals and your principles are of your life. If this was your nephew that was killed, if this was your brother, your son, anybody that was killed, y'all, I'm not gonna say y'all, but people would, y'all would be here more often. Y'all would feel more passionate about this. But they don't feel passionate about this because it's not them, it's not their family. But it's not fair. No, they're not my family, but I value a lot. I value a life. I value life. I value humanity.
So I. Hey, let her go.
Let her speak for
you.
She's going to talk, she's talking to my phone. Thank you. She's not going to talk to my phone, I'm taking it away. That's fair. I love you give her your microphone to talk. That's awesome. She's not going to use it, she's not going to hold it.
She is. She's using it.
Just give her a chance.
She's using it.
Sorry.
That's very nice. Your mom. Your mom.
You know, one day I just hope that everybody, no matter what color, no matter what race, no matter what sexual orientation, I just hope that everybody can come together so something like this don't happen again, because this isn't right. I don't feel like the victims got justice today. I don't feel like that. It's not right for people to even witness people getting killed because they're fighting for something that they can fight for. We have a right to fight for our beliefs. We have a right to speak up for ourselves. Exactly. Nobody deserves to be murdered for their opinion. Kyle was not injured. He didn't go to the hospital. He didn't. He. Don't go back. Right home. He wasn't. That man was not injured. He was not injured. He wasn't even supposed to be here. That's just what it is. And when you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, things happen. But you're not supposed to get off like that. There's a consequence behind everything, and he got no consequence. And he got his $2 million in bond money back. The same money that they raised, all these people raised.
And why did he get that bond? It was because of the prosecution. It's the prosecution's fault that he got that dismissed. So who's she really mad at?
Still don't even got a...
Speak on it.
So it's very interesting. I agree with a lot of what she said, to be honest with you. I agree with the fact that we have the right to should be able to have our freedom and be safe. What we're in a difference here, and this is what the media is not covering. Here's the difference between me and her. She believes, based on the media lies, that Kyle doesn't have the right to defend himself.
Dude, don't give
Please
him no
move.
attention. Don't give him no attention, bro.
Please move.
You did not have to touch it.
Then don't touch my stuff. You did. You almost sat on it.
So, see, this is the difference. I want to have a dialogue, and they just want to cancel me out. I even said I agreed with lots of what she was doing. The problem is they don't want to admit that somebody was being accosted. So what she's trying to say is next time somebody walks up on her, they can beat her ass. As long as they don't kill her or put her in the hospital, they were the victims and not her. That's what she's telling you. She's telling you that as long as she doesn't get hurt, she can get accosted and beat up, and it's not a crime for those people to beat her up because they were the victims for beating her up. That's what she's saying, because that's what the court proceedings prove. The court proceedings prove that Kyle was defending himself. So if you don't believe that Kyle was defending himself, you don't believe what this court said, then you don't believe anything. And then you don't believe in the rule of law in this country. And if you don't believe in the rule of law in this country, then you shouldn't be here. That's what it was about. It's about they don't believe Kyle was pushed down. They don't believe he was accosted. So next time you get the shit kicked out of you and not put in the hospital, understand, you're not the victim. The people that beat you up are the victim, according to all these people that says Kyle was guilty.
Antifa is awesome, BLM is awesome, but there are agitators on both sides, and anybody who's an agitator should go the fuck home and let everyone else exercise their First Amendment. I'm sick of seeing violence at events that should not be violent, and it is on the right wing and it is on the left wing. the FBI is a part of this plot. Fuck the FBI.
Then why are you buying into the leftist reason? The whole reason you're here is you're buying the narrative of the media and the left. That's why you're here. You do. But if you're going to tell me it's not a left and right issue while you're standing on the left, you're a hypocrite. I said from day one when I showed up here, I do not support Trump. I do not support Biden. I do not support... No, this whole case has to do with the Biden and Trump. Because if Biden wouldn't have politicized this case, nobody'd be here. Biden made a campaign ad that called Kyle Rittenhouse a murderer before he was found guilty by a court of law. It's innocent until proven guilty in this country. It's innocent until proven guilty in this country. A concept that none of you seem to understand. Not mad at what you charge them, as mad as what you found guilty of.
Biden owes Kyle an apology.
So you're telling me 2 people died, and that's okay. Okay, then that's what you're pretty much telling everybody here. No. I'm saying if you get accosted...
He wants people to talk. He has to let them talk.
Here's what they're saying. I understand your point, but here's what they're saying. They're saying that if somebody comes up to you, and as long as they don't put you in a hospital, they can beat you up, but as long as they don't put you in a hospital, they're the victims for beating you up. You're not the victim. That's what all these people down here are saying.
All we're seeing here is that the BLM people don't understand the laws.
Have you ever taken a gun class?
In a gun class, they tell you that you cannot kill somebody. Basically, you cannot shoot anybody unless you feel that danger. You really basically have to be on your...
The guy was trying to take away his gun. If I have a gun, Kyle had a gun, and they wanted it from him.
Nobody else had a gun.
Yeah, so he doesn't matter. Here's the point. If I have a gun...
How are you in fear for your life, and you have a gun? If I had a gun right now, first of all, I wouldn't be worried about you. I would not be worried about you at all. First, I would walk away from you. That's the right thing to do.
They walked away. They ran up on him.
He was trying to take. They were trying to take the gun from him.
Exactly. They were trying to take the gun from him.
They were trying to take
after
the
he
gun
shot
from
somebody.
him because it's a murder weapon. Guess what? It's a murder weapon. He killed somebody. They were trying to take the gun.
He's talking about taking it away.
You think they were trying to
kill Kyle?
Why do you think they were trying to kill him?
Because they wanted his gun. If I have a gun and you come up on me and you try to accost me, I'm going to use it. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Just like if I have a baseball bat and you're chasing me and I fear for my life, I'm going to take the baseball bat and I'm going to take you out because I fear for my life.
Okay, part of this is you can't argue with a fool, least you become a fool yourself, right? And so this guy here on the microphone is not doing a very good job, one, of explaining the actual laws and how this works and how self-defense works and how it falls in line with the Constitution. And this girl is saying in gun class she learned you can't kill someone unless you fear for your life. Who is she to say who is fearing for their life and who is not? He's a 17-year-old kid. Yes, he knows how to use a weapon. Yes, he's out there with a weapon. But she doesn't get to determine who is fearing for their life and who is not. So...
Because that's the same thing. He was protecting his life. Right, get on the line. What you hear about Cal, you hear about Cal. Right? Look, I'm here to make noise based on stuff I'm informed about. I don't know anything about that trial. I don't know any... He's aggressing me. Can you please back up and get out of my face, please? I've asked you to back up. See, this is the difference between the left and the right. They want to push us. I'm literally pushed up against the wall here, asking this man to back up. I'm asking this man to back up, and he still hasn't backed up. Maybe if you didn't get in my face, I wouldn't judge you. And I haven't judged you. You're judging me by standing here. It doesn't matter if you listen, like I've told you before and like I told everybody else here, I don't give a shit about your fear.
We don't care about yours.
Don't touch my stuff!
Get him off the car! Get him off the car!
And here they go. They can't win an argument because they're ignorant, and so they start intimidating and being violent. This is exactly what they do, and this is exactly why Kyle just got off.
They can touch other people's property. You guys, you just touch my stuff. You guys just touch my stuff. Who is you guys? My name is Clyde McLemore. Who is you guys? See, now he's blocking. Don't touch my stuff. You don't care. You touch my stuff.
Perfect example.
Don't touch no woman. You keep touching my property. I've asked you many times. Don't touch my property. If she didn't touch my property, I would have no reason to touch her. Everybody saw it. Again, you're on my property. I've asked you to back up. It's all I've ever asked. This is the county. No, this is my property right here that you're touching. This is a city, a county. This is all of our property. And the mic is my property, so if you touch it, you're touching my property. How can I when you've accosted me into a corner? I've asked you to back up several times and you haven't yet. I asked you to back up and you're wrong. So this man is a walking contradiction. He said I can leave, but he won't let me leave. So you can see he's nothing but a liar and an instigator.
Yep.
Let me tell you something. I've asked to leave several times. You have never, you blocked me in here. You walked up and you pushed me into a wall. That's what's going on here. You've been up against no wall, because if I push you up against that wall, you will know about it. You know, and I ain't going up in there. You don't need to go up in there. You came up in here and you accosted me. And you're on camera.
Don't you have 15 felony convictions?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I got 45.
Yeah, that's too many.
You know, but does that make me less than a man? Does that make me
No,
less
it
than a
doesn't.
man? Does that make me less
That makes you a criminal.
Don't incite violence. Your rap sheet is long. Chill out.
So what's a criminal then? If you're accused of, if you've been found guilty of 45 times, you're not a criminal?
So you have 45 felonies?
45.
You're not concerned about that? You need to start following the law.
I've been out 20-something years, and I ain't broke no goddamn
45 felonies is too many to be inciting violence.
What you mean?
You should go home, man.
How the fuck you need to go home? No, if you want to make those accidents, please do it on camera, because I'd love to see the shit out of you.
You look like one. I'm gonna go back.
This woman here just called me a sex offender. That's called lies. You probably are. No, you probably are.
Wait, now they care about sex offenders all of a sudden?
Go ahead.
Weird.
I've been married for 20 plus years. I got a wife and 3 kids.
Do background check. I don't care.
Since you're doing background checks, did you do one on him?
Go ahead and run one.
Did you do one on him? On him? Child molester.
No, I'm a pothead, so go fuck yourself. Allegation but no proof. Anything. What's going on? I know.
I want to zoom in. I want to get cursed. I might get cursed.
He's out on bond right now.
Finally, I can read the military guy's sign. Support truth, search for the truth, discover the truth, live out the truth. This is such a great example of exactly why Kyle just got off. Just got shown not guilty. Because this is exactly what happens. Oh no, what's going on with this guy?
All you can do is put something in your
Medic! Medic!
Clear him a path. Please don't care, bro.
I'll call you back. We're at the courthouse. Okay, I'll call you. Okay. I don't know. It's so bad. That's crazy.
So somebody's having a seizure, making space for that's what's happening. You guys can do somebody's having a seizure on the side.
Oh my God. Oh yeah.
Out of the way. Heads up and make a path. Hey, make a hole, y'all. Back up, back up, back up. There you go. Look, y'all, 5 minutes. We're gonna help somebody. Let's go move.
Let's put her in the car, man. We're losing her.
Damn, look, they didn't come to help her, they just come to intimidate. It took them 3 minutes to come out here and they still not doing shit.
Can't get the ambulance in until everyone gets back.
Police are just there to protect property, not people.
Clear a path.
That's a big boy there. That's a big boy. That's a big boy. That boy, that's a big dude. Holy shit. That's a big. Yeah. He's smaller than you, CJ. Hulk smash.
Don't go back and forth. He's the same distance away as the black person was. The police are behind you, bro. Don't worry about it.
So the police have blocked the street over there so that nobody else can come down the street.
No,
because I man up to the shit I did wrong.
But you should understand that they're not here for
That's the difference.
They're here for
You man up
property.
to what you
They're here
did
for
wrong.
property. They're here for property, not people, bro. They're here to protect capitalism. They're here to fuck black people up and protect capital, not people. Never question authority. No? You like that? You like that? You don't question authority. How do you know me? You know my political leanings. What do you think my political leanings are? You think I'm for authoritarian?
Asshole was one of the choices. You'd be right there.
That's not really logical. That's not really logical. You're saying I'm not making sense. You make no sense. Why are you going Who got a goddamn loudspeaker? We need an actual medic. It's 200 motherfuckers out here. Y'all never been trained on seizure training, you dumb motherfuckers? This is why people say defund the police, because y'all just block the police and help them. Shut the fuck up, bro. If he got EMT training, let him in. He just said he got EMT. Go in there, man. He a medic. He can't help. Are any of you trained to... Bro, this public property, bro. Go in that bitch. You an EMT. You an EMT. They didn't bring their EMT. You the people's EMT. You an EMT? Go in that thing, bro.
He's an EMT.
It is taking a long time for the ambulance. Like, there hasn't been any.
Let him in. Let him in. He's an EMT.
You ain't an EMT. Let him in. Why are you securing him?
Let him in.
What are you defending? Bro, what are you on, bro? What are you on? You just said he an EMT. I don't give a fuck.
Let the EMT through.
What are you defending?
He needs help. He's an EMT.
What can the EMT do to help
What can y'all do? What do you guys do?
keeping the person so she doesn't hurt herself? What did he just say he can do? Nothing interactive, he just stabilized.
He's an EMT. He's the only person
right there.
How do you observe him backwards?
So we're just trying
Bro,
to
let the EMT go. Why would y'all not let the only person with training through?
Okay, well, we're aiming
It don't matter. He know more than me. He know more than you. Let the motherfucker
Not at all. It's because they don't give a fuck about
Yeah, I know, but still just let the motherfucker through,
They
bro.
don't give a fuck about the people.
Why did y'all say that?
They don't give a shit about people.
Why did they even leave the fucking courtroom if they're not going to stay? You guys open there? Y'all got kids to the motherfucker.
They care about people. They shoot people for fun, bro. They don't give a fuck about people.
It's been a long time since they paramedic or something.
So right now the police have cleared a space to paramedic to move through. We're still waiting for I think there's a trained EMT on this person. The woman is individual. I don't know. Could be clear. Individual is yes. Had a seizure. Police have cleared a space. Everybody's on the steps.
Another layer under her legs. Oh, but the EMT don't know. He can't do shit. You can't look at him.
Jeff, let him put the fucking sweater through. Stop what?
Think about it.
And dude stopping it.
You give her the jacket.
They not for people. Fuck dude.
You give her the jacket.
No, the police are on bullshit.
Another trial coming up. Kim Potter trial begins on November 30th.
Oh, but another jacket.
Bro.
The state of Minnesota versus Kim Potter.
What is the fucking problem?
They're providing coverage. Just as well.
Bitch with a bag, bro. A bitch with a bag.
Who got the goddamn?
Nothing but a bitch with a bag.
Sounds like there's an ambulance coming now.
All streams are freezing.
They're more than fucking people. It's a bitch
We all
with a
have
bag.
basic
Why does an ambulance take so long?
That's how they work, bro.
Because the police
It's a
are
black
blocking
woman.
off the street.
It's a black woman. Even if the black woman get in the ambulance, she's in danger.
She's still in danger. Somebody should ride with her.
Ambulance is more dangerous.
Somebody needs to ride with her. So she's susceptible. They don't give a fuck about her life.
We're at the courthouse. It took 10 minutes. It took 10 minutes at the courthouse. Imagine how long it takes to get to the hood. What'd you say, bro? What'd you say? I said, we're at the courthouse. It took 10 minutes for an ambulance to get here. Imagine how long it takes for an ambulance to get to the hood. It's never going to come. And then on top of that, once you get in the ambulance, your life is more at risk as a black woman or a black man in America. And then once you get to the hospital, bruh. It took 10 minutes outside their #1 establishment. The cops is designed specifically for this one building. The cops is only here for these buildings. And it took 10 minutes. They know that though. They know that they don't protect people. Only 3% of the work they do is actual individual crime stopping. They don't do shit. They write tickets, they do little domestic disputes, they abuse people, and they get 40% of the city's funding. And an ambulance takes 10 minutes. And they won't let an EMT do their crazy. This ain't police.
Oh, bitches with badges, bro.
Honestly, I got more respect for all. I'd rather have hella sex workers out here helping us out. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Okay, so I can say I'm an EMT, let me through, and then the liability falls
Shut the
into
fuck up, bro. You like 3 months away from cardiac arrest, bro. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
You ain't coming back from that one, dog. You ain't coming back from that one. That's a no comeback response.
I like the glasses, bro. Yo, bro, I like the glasses.
Thanks.
I just realized it's. I want all the people that really support police to look at the lack of humanity they have. DJI. This bitch is so fucking dumb. You didn't just see what they did?
She's been
Whether
running
you for them or
she's
not,
been
that's
running her
not
mouth
the
the whole
point.
time.
Look at the lack of humanity they showed.
You're gonna get so
Worth it.
Yeah, it is.
100%. DJI.
Yeah. This one is a Ronin S. Yeah, it's on the front. That's
Whether you press or not, just take this moment to take how little they care about humanity. They sat up there and act like they helped. They didn't call the ambulance. They didn't do anything. It was the people. It's always the people. You one of us. You a person. You not one of them. They not. If you had the seizure, they wouldn't help you either. They wouldn't help you either. They wouldn't help you either. Shut the fuck up. Shut the. She not no fucking cop.
She's running around. She's an instigator. Put her around.
You said what?
You don't want to talk to
I would like to see anything done. What would you like in regards to what?
Situation here. Apparently, it's not going the way you like it to.
It's not about me. It's about a black woman that just had a seizure. Why are you an interviewer but you talking over me?
It took a long time to come out.
Nigga asked the question. And I tried to answer.
Shrunk black guy. But you just
Damn, we got slaves out here, y'all. We have slaves out here right now, y'all.
We do, and one's right here on camera, everybody.
He's right here. He's right here holding one.
They group.
He's holding the camera.
You see the slave right here.
I'm not a Democrat, bro.
The white man ran in control of them, telling them what to do.
Hey, why do you think everybody on the left is a Democrat? Like, I ain't no fucking Democrat. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden.
Fuck Joe Biden.
Fuck Donald Trump. And fuck Kyle Rittenhouse.
Let's go, Brandon.
No, fuck Joe Biden. I ain't on the right. I ain't doing no coding. I don't need to do little coding.
There's no coding. The left made it up.
The left don't make shit up.
The left made it up.
This is what they look. They come up for
The
this
liberal
shit.
media made it up.
That ain't the left.
I don't give a fuck about Joe Biden, bro. Fuck Joe Biden.
You did.
You just said I'm
That
Democrat.
ain't the left. That ain't the left. Joe Biden ain't the left.
He said that.
Joe Biden ain't the left.
No, he just
What do you think he is?
He's a centrist. He's a fucking fascist, and he's on the right.
But you said you're talking about
Joe Biden's on the right.
slaves or those that support the left. You support the left?
That's untrue. That was 107 years ago. Completely different lines of politics.
I asked
Bro,
a
just
simple
talking
question. What would you like to see the cops do?
And I
You're sitting there
answered it.
complaining.
I said it's not what I would like. It's what they need to do. It's their duty. It don't matter what I like.
What should they do?
This is an objective duty, not a subjective idea.
What should they do?
Nigga, read. What the fuck are they supposed
you're
to
saying
do?
it. Tell
Why
the
you asking me
people what they
police
should do.
supposed to do. I'm not the chief.
Tell them what they should do.
You know what they supposed to do.
You don't like what they're doing.
No, it's not about. There's no subjectivity in this. There's an objective duty, motherfucker. It don't matter what I like. Clearly, I don't like the motherfuckers.
They're not doing anything wrong.
They're not doing anything right.
They ain't doing anything right.
Right.
We were young paramedics for minutes. They just said
They put on a uniform every day, protect
So do
idiots
I.
like you.
So do I. They don't protect you.
Yeah, they do.
Can I respond to you? You want to do the rhetoric? Let's go ahead. Neighborhoods with more police have less resources, less opportunities, and less jobs. What's the nicest neighborhood in Milwaukee? There's no police. Police do not protect. They make neighborhoods more. Wait. I see you want to think. Neighborhoods with more
Take much to think with you. Go ahead.
Neighborhoods with more police decrease property value. You want to talk, but just wait. Neighborhoods with more police mitigate the resources, lose the opportunities, lower the average of grade point average. These are all facts. I didn't make this up. Wait, you still want to talk? You asked me a question. You the interviewer. Wait,
We're gonna actually have a two-way conversation.
I'm
right?
not done yet, though.
Is that
You
what
get
we're
your
gonna
time
do?
when
I
I'm
mean,
done.
you're gonna talk for 15 minutes and then you're gonna be done, right? We're not gonna have a two-way conversation here, right? You're not answering the question. Why is it like that, then? Why is it like that?
Because capitalism.
Because
So,
of capitalism.
Capitalism. See, he don't know yet.
I like money.
Capitalism is designed.
I like money.
to uphold the fucking status
quo. What's wrong with someone working hard and achieving something and being?
I can't answer the question. I'm trying to actually talk to you.
You have a problem with someone working hard, achieving something.
No, capitalism and working hard.
That's exactly what it is.
No, they're not exclusive. You can work hard and be fucked in this country. You can work hard and be egalitarian. I know you don't know what that word is, but you can do that. Capitalism is upheld by soldiers that started off as slave patrol. You know that. So when you ask me what police are supposed to do, they're supposed to uphold capitalism. So you said they didn't do nothing wrong. You're right. They upheld capitalism. And they didn't help people. So they wait. Their job is not to help people. 3% of police budget goes to individual crimes. Wait, and I'm giving you facts.
But you're still not talking about why it's happening in those neighborhoods.
Yes, I am.
No, you're
what neighborhoods? You never brought up neighborhoods until right now.
Okay, so are these
ever say neighborhood until right now?
Are these communities? Are these communities?
What communities are you referring to?
Are they lacking?
What communities? You're saying
you tell me, because you're saying
why are you saying me tell you? You asked
the question. Earlier. You said in the communities, the police officers, while
name the where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from?
It's irrelevant.
Okay, let's just say you're from Milwaukee.
I'm from the United States of America.
Okay, nigga, let's say Houston. The nicest city in Houston, the nicest area in Houston has the least police. That's a fact. You go to the nicest area in Kenosha, it has the least police. You looking confused like I'm just making shit up. But these are fact. Wait, I'm still going.
But you're not saying why.
I can't fuck. Yes, I am. I'm in the middle of it and you keep interjecting. Let me go, bro.
But he knows what he's saying. He knows that I'm not buying this BS. But go ahead.
Everything I'm saying is literally stats. I'm not making shit up. That's why I'm giving you numbers, bro. So that it's objective. I'm not giving you none of my ideas. Whether I say fuck the police or not don't matter. I'm giving you concrete shit. Like this is made out of granite. That's a fact. This is gravity. 9.8 seconds, whatever, motherfucker. That's a fact. You can't argue with gravity. You can argue about God. You can't argue about gravity. The numbers I'm giving you is real numbers, bro. I'm not making them up. I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I grew up 3 blocks away from where George Floyd was murdered. St. Paul, Minnesota, the Twin Cities. The population of black people is only 13%, but a black man is 13 times more likely to get killed by the police.
Why is that?
Because, what do you mean, why is that?
Probably because they commit 52% of the most violent crimes in America. That's why.
Hey, hold on.
That's why.
He's actually black, bro.
What do you mean, they? What do you mean, they?
They commit, black people commit, the black male commit 52% of the most violent crimes in the United States of America. Yes. The statistics. Bro, the statistics. So apparently when I bring those numbers up, now he getting all bent up.
33% of black folks are in poverty in Kenosha, 13% of white people, 20% more like 20% likely to.
Listen, hold on, brother. No black men kill nobody out here. The reason we out here at this courthouse, no black men kill nobody. A white boy did. So who's more prone to violence? Who is on video?
The white guy killed a white guy.
No black men kill nobody out here.
No
black men kill nobody out here them nights. Hold on, no, you hold on.
Who killed a
black
man out here?
You hold on. Okay, jump kick man. What color is he?
Huh?
What color is jump kick man? What color is jump kick man?
Jump kick man?
Yeah.
White boy.
Oh, you've been following the case?
I don't know the catchphrase.
I'm saying he shot at multiple people, not just the people that got shot. Okay?
How many black people did he kill?
None. It don't matter. Let me tell you what this means for black people and why this is a problem for black people. Because in the state of Wisconsin, no, don't go over there now. In the state of Wisconsin, they're trying to make protest laws to where we can't even protest or it's called a riot. So these motherfuckers think they can call anything a riot and come down here and say they claim that they are protecting shit, and then they can shoot us.
Right. They broke my leg. They broke my leg. They will shoot you.
The same thing for Trayvon Martin. The same thing.
I would go.
A building is an inanimate object. It does not have a soul. It does not have a life. Fuck that building. People were fucking killed. People were fucking killed. Do you call yourself a Christian? I'm pretty sure you do.
Yeah.
Okay, so. And you think Jesus would protect a fucking building before a fucking life?
Hell no. Why are we talking about a building?
No, because of your belief. You believe in God and the Bible, right? So why do you put more stock into a fucking building than people that actually got killed? I'm telling you, this is what this motherfucker is. Him and all these people that now think, and before I left, they said it. They want to come down. Anytime they think it's a riot, they want to be able to come down and police people, even though they have fucking police. They want to come down and do it and be able to fucking shoot people. That's what the fuck they came down here for.
Who's they though?
the militia, and all these motherfuckers that be with him.
What militia come down here just purposely?
The fucking militia he was here with.
So they was
the Proud Boys are organizing here in Wisconsin. We've read about multiple times.
They were randomly shooting people. What you saying?
I'm saying that's what the fuck they came. Listen, they came down here and saw it wasn't gonna be sweet for him. He was the only goofball that wanted to not follow the rules. They told him, don't take your ass out there fucking with them people. Don't take your ass out there by yourself. What did he do? What did he do? What did he do? He went against
randomly shooting people.
He went out fucking with people. You see him raising the gun at people. You see people saying he raised his fucking gun at me.
They never showed that in the court.
Okay, let me explain something to you, right? You're talking about black people committing all these crimes and more prone to violence. More prone to violence, right?
More prone to violence, right? Hold on, before you switch the channel. Before you switch the channel, let's get back to the rioting. When you have buildings, hold on, when you have buildings on fire.
Listen, there's a video. There's a video. Hold on. There's a video.
No, thank you. That's what we're talking about. He's saying that.
Fuck rioting. Y'all like to, hold on. Y'all like to quote Martin Luther King, right? Martin Luther King said, Martin Luther King said a riot is the language of the unheard. Riot is the language of the unheard. And as long as motherfuckers remain unheard, that will be fucking riots. So here, motherfuckers.
He was burning.
All right.
We never seen Martin Luther King do that.
No. I want to finish schooling him real quick. Since this black men in America need lessons on being black. This shit is ridiculous. Y'all come down here with them and find out y'all ain't they fucking friends.
What black guy? That guy that got
shot? They was out here over black people.
Jacob didn't get killed. He's still alive.
It don't matter if he got killed or not. He got shot in the backside.
I've been shot at too. I'm from Chicago.
That don't mean nothing.
Hey, but my friend been killed by the police. If he would obey my law and okay, like me, take me in and I'm arrested. You know what I'm saying? He didn't obey the law. If I run from the police,
I'm gonna get shot 7 times. A motherfucker got stopped out here for having a gun within 1,000 miles of the school, and them motherfuckers got to walk around all night armed. In front of this school, around this school, on the grounds, around the grounds. The law is not equally applied, depending on what the fuck you look like and what you believe in.
And then
fuck that. That's the whole point of us being out here.
We are scared of the police. We're not going to stop. We're not going to run. That's the first action.
Y'all motherfuckers need an education. Y'all need an education before y'all bring y'all ass out here. That's why y'all don't get it. That's why y'all don't get it. That's why motherfuckers don't stay mad. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Hey, and for all y'all up there, if you think you're gonna come down here and be a cow, you got another fucking thing coming. You got another motherfucking thing coming. Don't come down here thinking you the fucking police, because you will get fucked up. You won't live next time. You won't fucking live. Fuck this court. Fuck this court. They did not do their fucking job. This was unequal. This was unequal system. An unequal system that allowed him to walk the fuck away when he's guilty as fuck. So fuck this court. Fuck the proceeding. If any of y'all think y'all finna go anywhere in this country and be around black people, go where the fuck black people are, or supporters of black people, and think you're the fucking police, you're gonna get fucked up. Like Kyle should have.
Kyle didn't shoot black
people.
people.
Like he should have. He should be a fucking victim.
But Kyle didn't shoot a black person.
It don't fucking matter. I'm telling them, that's what you think they came down here for? This is war. What do you think they came down here for?
You say he came down here to shoot
I thought
black
they came down
He
for
can't get down here to shoot some motherfucking body.
But you saying he came to shoot black people? That's what you're saying.
Listen, let me explain something to you.
Explain it.
Ahmaud Arbery is what color?
Why aren't we there? Why aren't we out there?
Is what color?
Why are we not at the Ahmaud?
So, in the civil rights movement, didn't not white people get killed as well? Okay then. Okay then. It don't matter that he was white. They was out here on behalf of black people.
But you saying he personally came to shoot black people?
The motherfucker watched riots and said, if I had my gun, I'll shoot them. Yes, he came down here to kill motherfuckers.
So now it was riots?
Yes.
Who was doing the riots?
Whoever the fuck was doing it. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about buildings.
Color don't matter then.
I don't give a fuck about
buildings.
Color
don't matter then.
As long as the people...
When it's a state-sanctioned murder, you get to riot.
When it
Shut
comes
the
to the
fuck
riot,
up,
right?
bro.
Listen,
you get to riot when it's a state-sanctioned murder.
What was the American Revolution? Hold on, name, for all the patriots, name one time in history that y'all revolted, y'all called it revolt. Y'all always got a different word for the same shit. When did y'all not riot for change? You motherfuckers rioted to start this fucking country. What are you talking about?
Thank you.
What are you talking about?
The Capitol.
Fuck you, man.
Fuck you, man.
Who said that?
Fuck y'all.
Motherfucking storm the Capitol.
That was a bunch of
Exactly.
Antifa. Antifa's a bunch of radical racists.
Quit saying that Antifa shit. You don't even know who the fuck is Antifa. Who else?
You don't even know
I'm saying y'all call every white person. Listen. Hold on. This is the crazy part. Anybody black that's in the streets is BLM. Or anybody white that's Antifa. What kind of represent is that?
Every single time.
Why would those white brown be anti-fascists anyway?
We don't fuck with them. It's not a group. They don't help nobody. Antifa's the organization.
They don't help people.
How do they not help nobody?
They're against black people. Antifa's against black people.
Y'all worried about the
They are.
Y'all worried about the wrong
Antifa's
shit.
against black people.
Nobody out here sounding
I see how white Antifa talk to black people.
Yeah,
I have. Like you're doing right now.
These are fucking citizens.
You guys don't really talk to black people bad. You do.
That's what the fuck is.
Most Antifa.
Fuck these buildings.
I said most.
Fuck these
Antifa talk
buildings.
to black
Because
people.
like
You're doing. You're getting ready. You're getting ready to do it right now. You're getting ready to do it.
Why they give a fuck about buildings?
There we go. That's how you guys talk to black people.
That's how you talk to black people.
You're doing it right now. I'm saying right now.
You gonna meet him and tell him what you're about.
I'm not friends with them. Y'all got
Like we did.
Like the owner of that motherfucker committed suicide. He was a black man committed suicide. So how did that benefit anybody? You know what I'm saying? The owner of that shop was a black man, so he committed suicide.
Yeah, and just to be clear, what you were saying earlier, Antifa is an organization.
Terrorists. A lot of people say they so these militia ass groups.
They actually have a soccer
Chicago, we're gonna fuck you up. First Chicago, Homer Park, Inglewood, we're gonna fuck you up.
Y'all worried about Antifa?
Fuck Antifa.
Come on, man.
Antifa. No, they're not. Yeah, they are. No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
I am Antifa, bitch.
You are. They are. See, there it comes.
Fuck Antifa, bro.
There it went. Told y'all. Told you they're racist. Told you they're racist.
This is getting intense.
There it went. Told you.
He need to back the fuck up is what he need to do.
That's what they're Antifa. And that's who a lot of the BLM, they get behind them. They get behind.
I don't get behind them.
I'm not saying you do.
BLM.
I'm not saying you do. I'm just
I
saying.
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. This was a sanctioned murder. Sanctioned by the courts.
Terrorists. Catch me outside,
He
bro.
said there's no answer.
Shut up.
You are outside, bitch.
You ain't one black news. You sound like all these white people like you do. You act like you do. We don't vote black people. You do employ black people. I own a house. You gotta go up there. Stand up there, my guy. You in the wrong spot.
Grab your popcorn, y'all.
He is a sanctioned murderer. That's what he is.
I fucking took a bullet for this shit. Shut the fuck up. I took a bullet for Jacob Blake the night after he got shot. I was out here protesting and took a bullet for him. So shut the fuck up. I'm a what? I'm a communist. You're right, I am.
That's why where's the almost black dude? Where's the almost black dude he came with? Who was doing the interview before? Yeah, I see they on the same team now, yeah.
Yeah, they need to take their ass up there. That's a good description.
I'm
Almost
telling
black.
y'all, listen, y'all better wake the fuck up. Y'all think y'all had a win today, but it ain't gonna be how y'all think it is. And we ain't gotta burn shit up, we ain't gotta tear shit down.
Right.
And I'm telling y'all, think that y'all can come rule over black people, that y'all can come police black people, and you don't have a fucking badge on, you gonna fuck around and find out. We ain't taking that shit from no fucking body. We ain't taking that shit from no motherfucking body.
You can think that you want to be a mini police officer if you want to. Well, that's all I'm saying to you.
Otherwise, we'll arm all the 17-year-old black kids from Milwaukee and send them to your community and see what the fuck they can police. We'll see what the fuck they can police then, and if y'all support them in court, we'll see how that goes. Fuck out of here.
I'm sorry, they're gonna arm their 17-year-olds and send them to a community where nothing is going on.
They always supporting racists.
Who wrote the law? The murderers and the racists. Who wrote the law?
This fucking
and
judge.
who does it govern? The laws wasn't written by us. It was written. If the laws was created by them, and guess who is gonna protect? Yes.
Exactly 0 black people were policed. Exactly 0 black people were killed. I am like.
I'm just telling you because they already.
But now they're gonna start arming their 17-year-olds in the suburbs.
Anytime you must come to Milwaukee, please come. Please come. We will have a very fucking warm welcome wait for your ass. Fuck that.
This is so bizarre. It doesn't even make sense on a good day.
It ain't no BLM in Milwaukee. It's CBR and the motherfuckers who run it. So come find out. Ain't nobody paying us and ain't nobody telling us what the fuck to talk about.
We introducing you. Please come. We're inviting you. At the full
Y'all need to rise up and get this shit together. Y'all need to come out y'all motherfucking house. Y'all can't let that shit happen no fucking way. This your shit. This is your shit.
Rise up, y'all.
You remember what I told you the other day about listening to people? Sometimes you just get dumber the more they talk. That's kind of what's happening with this guy. He is just a complete case. I mean, nothing that comes out of his mouth even makes sense. I don't agree with any of his points. Not even one. No points whatsoever. They're going to arm their... They said, stop trying to police black people. Nobody was there trying to police anything. They were trying to protect their own property. And then white people started attacking another white person, and those white people ended up dead. So I'm not really sure what this guy, I mean, what level of brain dead do you have to be? What level of brain dead do you have to be to spout whatever he is talking about? It just doesn't even make any sense on a good day. This guy, the more you listen to him, the more potential you have to get dumber. That's that.
Got off.
Yeah. Were you in Kenosha that year, last year when this shit was happening?
I can understand people's emotions behind. I mean, you know, especially if family members and stuff like that
I
involved.
was a witness in this trial, so
Yeah.
you know,
I know.
there was a point for like 6 months where like it's hard to sleep because I always thought that like the conversation, the events,
So we talked about last night. We talked about all that stuff.
Yeah, man.
You know, I get it. You know, as far as emotions and being involved and all that.
A little bit of a weight taken off my shoulders too, because you know, at least now I don't feel. I know I'm not responsible, but I still felt like there's something I could have done.
So how time was he yelling at?
That's right. Yeah. You got your camera?
Yeah.
You can do it here?
Nothing's working on it.
So what?
I gotta turn the other way. I'm no good at this.
There you go.
I don't want him in the van.
Oh,
I know. I'm only 4'9". I'm a little shit.
So it's basically been a whole hot mess. Mark Richards is speaking on Fox, giving some interesting tidbits. Oh, darn, I want to see that. I want to get smarter, not dumber. Sorry, BCP. Love ya, but we trying to get smarter up in this place. We're not trying to get dumber. That's what's happening there. How can I find Fox News? Send me a link. Please. Can somebody send me a link to where Richards is talking? I want to hear Richards. Is it live on like Fox or something?
I will.
Anywhere? Fox News, YouTube. Grab your popcorn because things are getting all kinds of intense right now. Court TV. I mean, their arguments don't even make sense on The arguments don't even make sense. Okay, here we go.
I don't know that there's any broader implications. I don't want to make it bigger than it is.
A couple politicians in Wisconsin have used the word vigilante to refer to your...
And you will see much more from
darn it.
Kyle Rittenhouse's attorney, Mark Richards, tonight here on Court TV. Vinnie Politan will be going one-on-one with him during the closing argument show.
Be
That
ready
is
tonight,
8
guys.
p.m. Eastern Time. Again, Mark Richards, who represents
8
Kyle
o'clock
Rittenhouse. And
Central.
now his job is done. As he said, he's a criminal defense attorney, and now the result is in. Kyle Rittenhouse has been found not guilty of all charges. We're going to step aside for a break as we're nearing the top of the hour, but so much more is ahead for you. We've got team coverage from Kenosha. Ashley Wilcott will be here next. I'm Julie Grant. It's been great being with you.
Man, we missed it. I really want to hear him talk. Play.
It wasn't a quick, sudden decision.
I don't believe that. Yeah, I don't believe that. I mean, there was the questions, and I think I said this to some people yesterday when they asked to call off at 4 o'clock. You could see the tenseness in those people, the jurors. At least I could, or I sensed it, who were entering that room, and you know, if they wanted to quit early, because I think they were tense. And if there was some early verdict and they were playing all of us for fools, they're great actors and actresses. I don't think that was the case.
Are you going to keep in touch with the Rittenhouse family?
I believe so. I have clients from 30 years ago I still talk to. I get one of my oldest favorite clients. He moved out of Racine, moved to Minneapolis. He texted me congratulations. I talk to him once a month. I try to stay in touch with clients who want to stay in touch with me. I like to see him do well, and I hope that Kyle does.
Do you think that they'll keep a low profile?
I hope so.
What do you think the amount of time that the jury took to do this says about how they handled this?
They took it very seriously. As I said, it's the longest jury I've ever had out. Wow. Can I go home?
Go home. Anything else we haven't asked you?
Mark, do you think he'll ever talk?
Probably. I'm not in charge of his media. I don't have anything to do with that. Yep.
Thanks, Mark.
Yep.
We've been watching Mark Richards, the winning defense attorney in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, responding to that not guilty verdict, talking about the big moments of this trial, giving his own analysis, speaking on behalf of his client, Kyle Rittenhouse, after he was found not guilty on every single one of the 5 charges. This after almost 4 days of deliberations and a 14-day trial that has marked national headlines since those shootings happened August of 2020. Joining us now, former homicide prosecutor Bernarda Villalona and trial attorney C.K. Hoffler. Bernarda, it seems that Mark Richards there, obviously after winning a very, very big trial like this one, he seemed... I'll let you actually say the word, what you exhibited, what he exhibited there and what you saw from him when it came to his reaction. Again, he said that the first thing Kyle Rittenhouse told him after that acquittal was thank you. Bernarda, can you hear me? All right. CK, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, CK, I'll ask you while we connect with Bernarda again, which is how would you describe that response there from Mark Richards, and how did he seem to you after winning that big verdict?
Well, I think, you know, when you win a big verdict, and I've been in that position, more in a civil case context, of course, with big verdicts, you feel you don't want to boast, you don't want to brag. You're really thanking God that you made it through, you know, and he had a lot of, you know, he did express that they had some doubts during times, but he was a little bit flippant and he wanted to justify his position and Kyle Rittenhouse's position. He was critical of the prosecution in a way that typically when you win, you don't beat up on the other side, typically, even if the press is asking you that. But I think he feels a sense of vindication as well as you would expect. And he is somewhat protective, of course, of his client, Kyle Rittenhouse, and just saying, he just turned and said, thank you. Well, at that point, Kyle, if he had lost, Kyle would have gone straight to jail and possibly would have been sentenced to life because this judge is tough on sentencing. I don't know if he would have been tough on sentencing Kyle Rittenhouse. We never would know. So I think, he was kind of, just kind of relieved, laid back. He's going to go chill. And he was wanting to get out of that press conference and go on and have a little bit of a break because he's got another trial coming up. Some of the things that he focused on in the trial gave us insight as to their strategy. We saw that a lot of money was raised. Kyle has been a poster child for a lot of different conservative groups since he was arrested.
So, yeah, I mean, I get a little salty when people start making stupid statements like he's been a poster child. He's not a poster child. The kid acted in self-defense in a situation where there were people attacking him. I'm not really sure why this can't get through their head. Like, it's not really that complicated. It's not rocket science we're dealing with here. You've got a kid who's being chased down, and then he was then assaulted with a skateboard, with a foot, and had a gun pointed in his face. Like, what more do they want? And this is why I said, if this was a white liberal lefty that was out there that had done this, they would have been calling for his acquittal. Now, this is the same thing that happened with Trump when he was making when he was promoting Warp Speed, Project Warp Speed or whatever, for the Big V, the medicine that came out. And there were lefties out there talking about, I will never take that. I would never take something that was made by Trump. I'm not ever putting that in my body, this and that and this and that. And then all of a sudden, less than a year later, when the dementia patient, Brandon, is sitting in the White House, all of a sudden, they're coming down on us. Well, you don't care about people. You're just being selfish. You're just doing that. You just need to get it. You just need to take it. All of a sudden, things have completely switched back the other way, and they totally forgot that this still belongs to Trump. Trump's still the one who was Mission Warp Speed. I mean, they're just a bunch of nutcases.
And it's not just here, people. Yes, Ahmaud Arbery. What happened there? Three racist killers hunted him down, followed him. A black jogger. What did they do? They murdered him, and those killers are claiming self-defense also. In Virginia right now, what's going on?
With this one?
The fascists from the March of 2070. You remember that with the tiki torches? The Jews will not replace us. That's on trial as well. Look at United States of terror. This society is covered with terror. Not just at the protests. Look around this country. School board members are chased out of school boards, as they say. These fascists say, we know where you live. Election officials are threatened. This is going on, and this is being unleashed. And people, this doesn't just stop here. It's time that everyone wake up. What kind of society do you want to live in? Where these fascist vigilantes are being given a green stamp and now a judicial stamp of approval. And this is part of something bigger. There's the stormtroopers on the street. We're seeing it. But it's also fascists grabbing power and state legislators suppressing the right to vote. In school boards, in the courts. We are facing a moment where we have to stand up. And it does take courage. That's part of what's being said. It's going to take courage like JoJo, like Anthony, to stand up for what's right. They stood up after Jacob Blake was shot in the back 7 times in front of his children. It was part of a beautiful rising last summer. That's what was going on. And by midsummer, these fascist thugs were going to the Black Lives Matter protest with trucks and guns and mace and knives trying to suppress it. That's what this is the culmination of all of that. So look at about
What's up, man?
Chilling, man.
You're a cool cat, man. You're a cool cat. You really out here just to
running from the fact. You're going based on
Yeah.
Kenosha, man. You feel what? This shit that with the trial, man, like everybody's surprised, but shit, we live in America. We see this shit happen every day, right? So it can't be too surprised.
Whether I'm a man or not, I definitely got skills.
We just trying to make sure. I know we got a lot of agitators on both sides.
Hey, don't touch her, bro.
He's guilty of garbage. She doesn't need to. What do you mean?
Yeah, but you've been fucking agitating the whole time.
That one dude, I do like him. He is, you know, he may not be on Kyle's side, but he is really about just wanting that peace to remain.
Do you understand that you are saying he's not guilty based on a judge who's related to him and on a system that does not find guilty to be guilty? We, as a people, are saying he's guilty. It is our decision that he's guilty or not. It is not the judge's decision.
It's over.
It is not the system's
It's all
decision.
spilled milk. It's all
You're spilled milk. You're spilled milk.
It's a bunch of crybabies. She's violent.
I'm violent? Or your mind is violent. You were raised violent. You were raised to be. What does Prophet Muhammad have to do with any of this? Nothing. He's not in. He's not in this country. He's not here. He's not here. He's sick in the head.
Hey, Tom, keep saying nigga now. Say it now like you did in that video yesterday. Yesterday he said nigger, nigger, nigger.
He did. Say it now.
Say it now, bro. We got the video. Hey, show me the video. Show me the video. Pull the video up. Say that shit publicly. Let me see the video.
What did Bill Cosby say? He said, quit yelling motherfucker, quit smacking your kids, and quit calling each other nigger. That's what Bill Cosby said.
Yo. Say it in the context you've been saying it. There you go, look. Put a microphone on that.
Don't say it. Okay, then tell Bill Cosby. This is not Bill Cosby.
You know better, bro. You know better, though. You know better. You know better. You know better.
Don't say that.
You know better.
He's violent.
I'm violent. Or you attacking us.
She's not violent when it's in response to a hate crime.
You don't know what a crime
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Now you said it publicly?
Tell Dave Chappelle to quit saying it.
What did Dave Chappelle say?
Quit saying it. Tell Mike Tyson.
Quit saying it. What did Dave Chappelle say? What did Dave Chappelle say? Chris should know better. Chris should know better. This is actual revolutionaries over there. Let's get better. Go ahead. Go ahead. You got CNN watching you. Say it to CNN. Go ahead. Go ahead. Right now is the time to say it. Right now. Just say it right now.
I already did.
Go ahead. Say it to everybody.
Okay, let's see. Let's have a picture together.
Go ahead. Say it right now. How you want a photo?
Okay, no, he says that words are crime, words are violence.
That's the only reason he's here.
I already said it. He said say it again. I said it again.
He's only here for a photo op. He's been here for 4 days, just here to be in front of the camera. That's it. He ain't even from here.
Tell him what he was saying multiple times, brother. So?
He's all and he's all over the place saying language. He says it like it's in practice.
Mike Tyson says it. Dave Chappelle says it. Chris Rock says it.
Don't say it. It's not illegal. So you think he should say it?
You racist piece of shit!
Why are you giving me that power? There's something socially you shouldn't say. Like if you're in a certain setting, if you're in a family setting, there's certain shit you shouldn't say.
Prophet Muhammad had sex with a 9-year-old. She told me to go somewhere else. Fuck the FBI. He had sex with a 9-year-old. Now he says white. He had sex with a 9-year-old. Shut up, Mike.
Like, don't be disrespectful.
You can. All I'm saying you can. You just shouldn't though. You shouldn't. You're saying you should. Why are you giving me? Why are you giving me saying that? Why are you giving me the right to say that? I'm not saying you can't say it. I'm not saying you can't say it. You can say it. You just shouldn't. Why? And you're pro him saying it. You're pro him. Shut up! You should say it. I don't have to.
Your message is loud and clear.
It is.
You
Your
can
voice
yell
is
loud
fucking
and
irrelevant. Shut up.
Why is it bad coming from me? It's bad coming from him too. He's old enough to know it's that's fucked up. Why is that bad coming from me? Because you're old enough to know that. That is fucked up to say that, especially for him to say that in public like that so blatantly. But it's still fucked up. That doesn't control me. Some things he said might not be fucked up, but that is definitely fucked up. What? But to you, it's not fucked up, then that's fucked up. What did he say? What did he say? Because there's nothing he can say that will hurt my feelings. He doesn't have to hurt your feelings. There's nothing he can say that will hurt my feelings. I'm not going to get into my feelings. I'm a bigger person. The fact that you're saying that, he's looking back now. I have more self-respect for myself. Validation. I have more self-respect. He's telling me what I can't say. I'm not saying you ain't fucking with people. You fucking with people. You what, bro? I've been out here watching you all day. You're arguing with fucking people. Record. Get your footage. That's all you need to do, bro. You're the only reporter. I'm doing my job. I'm trying to get you to get the fuck on. You let me do my job. I do my job the way I want to do it because I'm in America. I'm free. I'm a free black man. I get to do the job the way I want to. I'm not going to allow him or anybody else to sit there and tell me something or hurt my feelings. I'm not going to get into my feelings. That's the difference. Oh, because I'm not going to let someone hurt my feelings because they say something? Are we not better people than that? Are we controlled by other people? Let me ask you. How ignorant is that?
Because I'm not disagreeing with you. Yeah, but I also, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not going to disagree with you. Yeah. But at the same time, I also agree with him. I'm not what what I mean by freedom of speech, right? Yeah. I do agree with that because if we listen, because people do use the N-word. I'm not trying to police his speech. So I'm not policing him. I'm not saying we're going to lock you up for saying something like that. But if you say something fucked up, for him it's not fucked up, and for all of his friends it's not fucked up. But for majority of people, it's fucked up what he just said. Right. So you probably agree too. I mean, most. So for some people that don't like it, right? Yeah. But a lot of saying fuck you. So listen. Fuck you to his face because it's fucked up. Right. So some people who don't like it, right? 90% of people also use it. Also use the same word. They just kind of add an A at the end of it. Okay. Right? I'm not. Come on, I'm not the one to be honest. I'm not the one to speak about that. I'm not saying someone else, but I'm not the one to speak about it. See. I mean, you know good. But you know that people who said it who also don't like the word. They add the A to the end of it. They own it. That's not me. You shouldn't ask me. They own it. Who do you mean they own it? Who's they? Ask someone else. I'm not the one you should ask about that. Who's they? I'm not the one you should ask about it. I don't like the word in general. I'm not going to say it. I don't use the word. I don't use it with the A or how he used it. So don't ask me about it because I don't use it. Ask someone else about it. If you want to call me black, I'm black. I'm not the other thing. I'm not going to call anyone anything. Right. Okay. I'm going to choose my speech the way I want to, but there's some things that are fucked up. But how do we pick? How do we pick? Like if someone is racist towards, I'm Muslim. Someone says something. But Muslims are. Someone says anti-Muslim to me. I'm not gonna. But Muslim is a religion, though. Muslim is a religion. But it's still some disrespect. Because people disrespect Christianity and Catholics and Buddhas all the time. That's fucked up. Don't disrespect anyone. You shouldn't. If you do, you do. But you shouldn't. Well, you shouldn't, but you shouldn't. Right. It's morals. It's ethics. But see, that's the thing. It's kind of weird because in society, in America, bro, he said God didn't sign Muhammad. Yeah, he's saying anti-Muslim shit. I don't like that. Right, and that's a religion. Yeah. So but a lot of people don't like Christianity. Even a lot of people out here don't like Christianity. I'm not going to bash that. You have never bashed it. When you talk about, I might critique, but I'm not bashing it. I'm not saying that because that's disrespectful. And I don't know what. I'm not going to hurt someone's feelings, but that's just me. Right. And see, so somebody's talking about Muhammad, like what I think your buddy just said that. Right. Be intellectual about it. Have a discussion, but don't bash. Because a lot of people, right. So a lot of people say F Jesus Christ. That's that. Right. See what? Right. And I'm not here to
say it, but it's fucked up to say it. Why would you say that when you know people?
who rock with Jesus and follow Jesus are going to be mad for you saying fuck Jesus.
And I can respect that viewpoint. If that's really you, I'm with you 100%. If that's you, I'm with you 100%. And I can agree with you. I agree with you. You know, and that's the fine line with the freedom of speech stuff. You know, it is. I'm not going to say, because obviously,
you can say whatever you want.
Right.
Good and bad. It comes with everything. That's what free speech is.
Right. And like you said, it's just for you, and some people are going to be pissed off about it. Some people aren't.
Some people won't. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
He should know better to not say it. You wouldn't agree? How would you say it right here? How would you say it in front of cameras? How would you say it in front of all
So I
these
agree.
people?
I agree, but my thing, I also like context.
What's the context?
So,
Because he was referring
just
to,
as this guy here
that's what he was.
talking,
That's what he repeated.
He said that so he could say it.
all he's doing is virtue
He said
signaling.
that so he could say it.
I don't know that.
Virtue signaling after
Maybe he
virtue
does. Maybe he did.
signal
I'm not
after
saying he
virtue
didn't. Maybe he did. I don't know.
It's pointless.
I don't know. Maybe he did say it so that he could say it. See, I'd have to go up to him and talk to him and ask him like straight up, one-on-one, away from everybody. Are you racist or not? I'd have to do that.
You don't think his behavior is kind of instigating? You don't think he has an instigating type behavior?
You know,
that's what I'm getting.
And you know what? And he could. And a lot of people, they do instigate in order to get to get things like this. Sometimes
that's probably not productive.
I'm not saying it is, but sometimes it is productive. Sometimes
to instigate.
In order to get maybe a conversation with someone.
Maybe I don't like that tactic.
Right. And it is a tactic. It is a tactic. It is a tactic. Yeah. It is a tactic. Sometimes it happens.
It turns people off when you're instigating them. It shows that you don't respect me, so I'm not going to respect you. We're not going to get to any common ground. It's not going to go anywhere. Right. But to each his own, I guess.
You know, I've seen it both ways. I've seen like what you're talking about, like it don't get no place. But I've also seen it that it can lead to, better conversations and things like that. He was here yesterday, and he did end up having conversations with people. So I mean, can it work? If he had conversations off to the side with people and it was productive, well, then it did work. But then other people, like yourself and some others, it don't work.
I get that.
That's what privilege we have, being cute.
I mean, like personally, there's some things I don't use the N-word at all. I don't use it. I have 8 children, black children. I never sit in front of them. I don't let them listen to music that has to do. Because I mean, if it's bad one way, then it should be bad all the way across. And for me. And I make sure I don't hang around either other black folks who use it either. Because I'm not going to say, well, they're saying wrong just because that's their accent or how they talk. And if they end up saying, oh, that means you're racist, I'm not going to hang around none of it. Just, nope, don't say it. That's where I'm at, for me. But it's their own, I've heard other people, even white people, they hang around other black folks and then they drop it. But they say it with the, a slang or whatever you want to call it, how they talk from their region or whatever, they say it like that. I'm just not, I'm against it. And my dad was a freedom fighter. He was a black man, freedom fighter back in the 60s. He got pulled out in the restaurants by white people. He don't use it.
So what's your agenda now? Are you conservative? I don't want to presume.
I'm conservative. My dad is too. Black
so you're not for any change, or you want change? You just want a different solution? You disagree with the solutions being put forward?
Well, it's interesting you bring that up, because here's the thing. I think different parts of the United States have different issues, and until we travel and see things, I don't think we understand the complex. Because what's happening here in Kenosha may not be a West Coast thing.
But it's an American issue. It's an issue with a system.
Is there things?
It's an issue for America. It should be everyone's issue. Even though if it didn't happen in your city, it didn't happen in your town, it's still an issue for America to deal with. This one country. We're not different states aren't different countries. It's one country. Everyone should be concerned about it, don't you think?
And I think people are, but I think the media makes it divided. Because put it this way, my guy, there's a lot of patriots who don't like the police.
That's the whole point. A lot of libertarians do not like police.
So
don't infringe on my rights. I have Fourth Amendment. I have don't infringe on it.
So obviously,
then why are they not with it when you get killed by the state? That's the worst thing you can do, being killed by the state.
And I'm not disagreeing with you, but I think a lot of times
what they don't like how it's handled, how the left handles it, is what you're saying?
Not how because personally, I did at one point have a problem with the protests in the streets, people marching.
Even the peaceful ones?
Hear me out.
I had a problem with the peaceful protesting in the street at one point, right? Until I realized, I'm like, okay, so I have a problem. I completely hate Antifa. I'm not gonna. I straight hate Antifa because of the fact I feel. Yeah, I do. Okay, I don't have a problem with the peaceful protesting because I actually am like, okay, if they're going to be peaceful, if they march and remain peaceful and can manage people, agitators or whatever not coming in, do it. And I think Martin Luther King did that.
Yeah.
He marched.
There's a lot of people on the right that are anti that as well.
And I know, and I've been encouraging them to do. I was like, if you haven't learned anything over the past year,
to protest.
Right? It's a right to protest. I said, if you haven't learned anything over the past year, with people who have took to the streets and actually marched and blocked streets, it's actually helped with their cause. I said
that's the right way to do it.
That is the right way. It is. I'm not gonna lie. It's effective. It's very effective. I agree with that, and I've been telling conservatives, people who don't like what some of the patriots, they don't like some of the things that's infringing on their rights. Yeah. No different than same side of the same. Yeah. Same coin, different sides. Yeah. About rights, about things like that. So I do believe that some of these folks, if you don't like the tyranny or whatever, the forcing of things, y'all need to get out on the street to make it legit instead of sitting on your couches. Yeah. A lot of people just sit on their couch. Oh, I don't want to march in the street because I want to respect the law or do this and that. I'm like,
but then they're anti. But okay, so here's the thing: the right is anti-rioting. But then January 6th. Because the ignorant craziest riot ever in the state capitol. So how can you be one anti-riot? You're not anti-riot. You're just anti what they're rioting. You're not really anti-riot. You just don't want to support that kind of riot. Then you riot at the capitol. So you're with rioting. You're not pro-law enforcement when you then kill cops. Not all conservatives are. They did January 6th, but it was conservative.
There was and again, just kind of like what happens with like the marches at times. There was a lot of infiltrators there on January 6th. A lot.
What kind of
people coming in trying to start stuff and make things happen. Just like it happened
here too.
That's what I just said. Just like I said with the marches, that is a problem, and that's up to people.
But there's legitimate people there that were trying to change the election. Trump won.
Right.
We're gonna uphold that shit. Why is not coming in this? You know what I mean? Well, it's a lot of.
There was thing, and again, that was it was a one-day thing. I'm not going to. It was a one-day thing. That was a one-day done and done thing. People got locked up. People are in jail. Where that people don't see that coming from.
But it's still fucked up because it's one day. It's still fucked up. And most conservatives, I think there was a poll that came out. You might disagree with the poll, where it said 60% supported what they did. 60% of the party, that's voters, not politicians, not conservative politicians, the voters, Republican voters. 60% were like, we condone what happened.
Well, so
that's scary.
So it's scary, but I heard somebody here, I think it was my guy here, he said today that this is our property.
Yeah.
I think you meant right.
Yeah.
So okay, so
the Capitol. But what they did, they came with zip ties. They killed some cops. They bear maced police officers when they were.
There was no cops killed by any protesters on any side who was there, or the police were not killed by any protesters.
No, they were. There's video of it happening. And I have a homie that works with New York Times. Mm-hmm. He has the photo of the lady that got shot in the neck. He was getting attacked himself. Those people were pulling cops out.
And they were fucking the cops.
Yeah, they were fucking the cops.
And they did. To be honest with you, the footage. Listen, hold on. The footage, and not everybody was that day, right? See, he just said.
It's a ploy to be on his side. They don't.
No, it's not.
People don't like police. Period.
It's not a ploy.
But it's a divisive tool. You like police? I don't. We on different sides.
It's not.
They don't like police. Poor people don't like police. Rich people don't like police. Business people don't like police. Entrepreneurs don't like police. White people don't like police. Black people don't like police. Nobody like police. But recently, we like police. No, they don't. That's just the most divisive tool to split the aisle.
It's
you
not.
Like police, nigga?
It's not. It's not a. It's not a. It's not a.
If you haven't been paying attention to the shortage,
it's not completely a ploy, because there are people who have family in law enforcement who do understand some things in the job that they go through, in the situations and the difficulties, and then media makes it even worse. So, no, hey, appreciate that. Honestly, yep. What our conversation? Oh, that's the lady that had a, you know. So here, you guys, check this out. I have to, you know, sometimes we have to reason with folks. We have to reason. Sometimes we have to reason and talk to folks. So, that lady out there in the car, she's the one that was having a seizure over here on the floor. And so she's out there in the car, and a lot of people went out there to see her. She was over here having a seizure. So she's now in the car. The ambulance took her away, and she's rolling back by. She's rolling back by in a van, and that's the van that she's in right there. And now she's yelling again. That's her. And I'm not going to say, maybe some of y'all didn't agree with what I was saying to this dude. It's, you know, it works at times. You know, you got these hostile situations. Lots of verbal seizures happening, yeah. So I don't know if I missed any super chats. If I did, I'm sorry. I've had the comments turned off, and I don't know what's been going on because I didn't want people hovering my back up behind me and watching. So I had the comments turned off over the past probably since the lady had the seizure. So yeah.
Someone said they hoped that lady who had the seizure wasn't driving. That's real deal right there, because in our apartment complex, there was a lady who was driving, and she had a seizure while she was driving, and her foot slammed down on the gas, and she flew forward, jumped the curb, slammed into two cars. Totally, they were parked. Two parked cars. It flipped her car around, and the tail end of her car slammed into a big red van that was sitting there. It turned the whole. Meanwhile, her foot is slammed down on the gas the whole time, so it turned her around. It made her car made a U-turn because she slammed her back end, slammed into that big red van. She made a U-turn, and ends up on the other side of the parking lot. And she slammed into a car, and it finally came to a stop. She still had her foot slammed down on the gas at the steering wheel, having a seizure. And our thankfully, the car in front of her wasn't moving, but our manager went up and was like, you know, turn the car off, yelling at her, and she had no idea what was going on. And then finally, she snapped out of it. I don't know what happened. She snapped out of it, and she let her foot off the gas, and she freaked out, and it was really scary. If anybody had been out there while she did that, they would have been gone, absolutely gone.
But if the verdict came out the other way, would people still be as happy, or would they be would they be saying things that other people here are saying, that justice was not served? And that's something we have to think about. You know, when we're just being, I guess, kind of fair, we have to say that. Would people be saying justice was served if it was the other way around? If it was the other way around, I don't think people would say, you know, justice was served. People would be upset. Like, oh man, Kyle was found guilty. People would probably be saying that. It's easy to say, if justice, you know, if he was found guilty, you know, I'd be okay with it. I think that's hard. I think that's hard to say, because I think people, not to say that people would be rioting or marching, but I think people would be still pissed off if he was found guilty. People would probably say that, no, you know, something happened, because we was, keep this in mind, people were already saying that we hope the jury does the right thing. So if it would have went the other way around, people would have been saying, oh, they didn't do the right thing, justice wasn't served, it was screwed up, it was rigged, the Democrats won, yada yada yada. So at the same time, you have this other side who's saying, yo, justice wasn't served, and people are upset. So just something to think about. I don't think people would riot. Obviously, people wouldn't riot if patriots can't even get in the middle of the street during a march. Obviously, there would be no rioting. We can't even march in the streets because And to be honest with you, we can't even walk across a crosswalk or a street traffic light without letting cars go. So I know there wouldn't be no riots if Patriots lost. Just saying, that's the truth of it. I've witnessed it many times when there's marches and people don't want to even go into the street and want to obey the stop signs to walk through a crosswalk. So that's just facts. What's up? What's up? I haven't. What's your name, boss? Corey. Corey. Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Good, good. You're out here, huh? Yeah. Good. All media. All of us. The streamers, everything. It's going to be interesting to see how long this stays.
I think that maybe there might be one more march, you know, in honor of the deceased.
Yeah.
That would be my guess, maybe later on tonight. We'll see. It's dissipating pretty.
Yeah, it's just media at the most part, just standing around. I don't know. That's what I'm curious about.
If you subtract the media.
What's up?
If you subtract the media.
Oh.
We have
50 at most.
15 at most.
Yeah. I said 50, but yeah, you went lower than me. I'd say 50 at most, but yeah, it's probably. I'd say, yeah, you might be right. Probably about 20 at most. 15, 20, yeah.
And that's the lady doing the Rittenhouse documentary.
What's up?
That lady up there, she's the one doing the Rittenhouse documentary.
I'll get away.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Yeah, it's just media that's left for the most part. I don't know when I'll sign off. Obviously, I've been on here for about 3 hours and 40 minutes. But yeah, the verdict's in. I haven't really seen any media yet, any of the even mainstream media. They have all their lights on, you know, their floodlights on across the street. You can see them lit up. They haven't even left yet. Some over there at the tracks. So no one's really left yet. I don't know. They probably have to do their hits, their 5 o'clock news, and all that stuff live from here. So some people were pointing out, saying that this guy up here supposedly was in the Capitol. Maybe he was. I don't know. Some people are saying that.
Okay. Earlier I was telling a little story about a lady who had a seizure who went roaring through our apartment complex. She was driving. So anyways, I am going to probably be signing off here and sending you guys, if you want to continue watching BCP stream. I can leave it streaming, but I gotta go grocery shopping because we need some food up in her. Been so busy the last few weeks that we've just been eating what we got, and so I want something new. I'm hungry for something different. So I'll probably leave the feed going so you guys can watch here, or you can find the BCP at the Black Conservative Preacher on YouTube. I think I'm definitely gonna leave it streaming so that Facebook can get it, because he cannot. For some reason, something's going on with the feed on Facebook, so he's not able to stream to that. So I will keep it going for the people on Facebook. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, you guys. You know, this stream is brought to you by onamericanstreets.com. Remember that you can always find Binger merchandise on bcpreacher.com or onamericanstreets.com, either or. And also, Let's Go Brandon, because we know that everything woke turns to Let's Go Brandon. Absolutely ridiculous. We definitely need to be ditching 46. Just get rid of them altogether. I really appreciate you guys choosing this stream to hang out with us and kind of watch what's going on. But as we see, a lot of this is just media hanging out and doing their pieces, like BCP just said. They've got to, talk about, do their talking points, spin their narratives, do this and do that, incite more division, instead of just accepting the truth for what it was. They got to spend time doing that. But I thank you so much for hanging out with me today, guys. And I will see you soon. I hope to start, continue doing a morning show. And we'll see what that looks like and how that comes together. So anyways, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate you. Thank you for everyone who has supported, shared the stream out, donated, and continue to support us with your presence. That is such a blessing. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Bye, bye, bye.
And I want you to have the right. If I come to you and you think I'm going to kill you or seriously hurt you, you have a legal gun.
You know how many people gonna die? But you know how many people die with that concept? Do you know how many people gonna die with that concept? Wasn't there something? I can say. You said it. Well, we got.
I'd love to talk. I'm here to talk. I'm not here to.
Whoever chased me down, you know what are you saying? Whoever chased me down, like say somebody chased me down.
Yeah. But let's say you were 17 and not as strong as you are, and you got some tweaked up. I don't know if it's tweaked up.
So wait,
someone.
Weight and height matter.
Oh, my most definitely matter.
So if somebody chasing me that's bigger than you,
if a 300-pound guy was chasing you, and you have a gun, that your obligation is to keep that gun from bad guys. That's one of the things. If you do carry a gun legally, you are not to let that gun fall in the wrong hands. That's one of the problems with carrying a gun is you have to maintain it, and you have to defend yourself. I hope when that day comes, you have a gun, and if you need to use it, I hope you can use it, and I will argue for you at that point in time. I'll defend your right to use it. Color has nothing to do with this. It's so, I hate to say great, but it's clearer when the two people that died were white. Because God forbid they would have been black, it would have tangled this up even further. But really it shouldn't have mattered. But they were white, so luckily this wasn't race, but even if like people talk about race out here.
You know, like I said, you don't hear people say Black Lives Matter, but that's about it. You know, I don't think it was a race thing. I think a lot of people, like dude yesterday told me, you know, he went on Google and Googled BLM, and he gave him a bunch of stuff about Black Lives Matter. And I asked him, why would you go Google it when you could have actually came to a black person and we could have told you ourselves what it is?
Well, there's black people that aren't into the movement called Black Lives Matter.
That's right. And that's what I was trying to get him to understand. Like, I don't believe in the same thing that the BLM organization
believes that black human lives matter, like I do.
Right.
Yeah. Man, whoever came up with a Black Lives Matter name, super smart. It's really amazing because it's tough for me to say I don't believe in Black Lives Matter because I believe black human lives matter. But I can't say that. You don't have time to talk like you and I talk. I mean, it's almost like you have 4 seconds to yell your thought at someone. So it's tough to counter Black Lives Matter corporation.
Right.
Because that's what I want to say. I want to say I believe that those people have beliefs that don't run parallel with mine. Sure, that's what I want to say. But at the same time, I want to say Black Lives do matter. Your life matters. Your life matters to me.
But we knew on the outside, on the black side, we already knew Kyle was going to walk free.
Yeah, you can't say that.
No, we did. And it actually happened.
No. Well, maybe you saw the trial. Did you watch the trial?
I did, but you know, just
She ran out of seizure, man. Why is she doing this? This lady had a seizure. You guys were watching earlier. She had a seizure, ambulance came, and she's back. She seriously had a seizure earlier, fell out down here, ambulance came, police had to come out. Now she's back, and she came back in a van, and now she's back again. She's upset. They need to get her out of here and stay. She's upset, obviously, about maybe the verdict.
No, the system. He's like, give me your head back. So what's you want like
yeah, she needs to get home. I like this song though. This is the type of hip hop I like. And this is a song that has the F word in it that talks about the rainbow people, black folks who used to say F. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say it. Right here, I think I'm a fool.
We are in a state of affairs of our quest to obtain justice and equality, with Kenosha now being ground zero of the match that has sparked this outpouring of consciousness for our shared community. We are still here waiting to cash that check that has fallen on a bankrupt system of expedient politicians, administrators, and tolerant allies of the same, in opposition to progress for a more perfect union. For far too long, we have been victims of this plague, and we're here to say no more. No more to policies that divide us based on our diversity. No more to policies that break up families of color. No more to hashtags. No more to policies that put all the eggs in the basket of white imperialism while paying lip service to communities of color in our never-ending fight for justice. No more to the boots on our necks of our children, our brothers and sisters, our uncles, our fathers, our nieces and nephews, our friends, and our future. Like the slaveholders of the South, in the founding of this young country, the opposition to progress fights for unrighteousness. They argue for division, they promote through their actions or lack thereof a distorted reality that places one class of people over the other and fails to see the humanity in all that is sacred under God. They turn their back to the promise that all men are created equal and have been endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. The right to life, the right to life, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We are not asking for a handout. We want your boot off our neck. We want a fair shot, and that includes in the court. We want a level playing field, and not a hill we have to climb and fight with one hand tied behind our back, or a knee in our neck, or a gun to our head, or the head of our children. The system is broken, and the one branch of our government that justice is supposed to flow, showed their cards to the world. Shame on you. Once again, we ask the federal government to intervene and for the Attorney General of Wisconsin to recharge Kyle Rittenhouse with the possession charge. Thank you. My name is Jonathan McClellan. I'm president of the Minnesota Justice Coalition out of Minnesota. Johnathon, last name MC, capital CLELLAN. Thank you.
Did we choose contract? Right, guys, we'll see you.
Okay.
You guys got my number.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, after dark.
Huh?
Yeah, after dark.
Not really.
They were saying, be here when the sun goes down. Just like demons. Be here when the sun goes down.
They said that? She said that?
Yeah. I got recorded. Be here when the sun goes down. Be here when the sun goes down. Someone right here. And he was just
right.
Same thing they said. And they all got moved up. Are you angry if you don't like that?
Mm-hmm. I know.
I mean, seriously, is that all it takes?
Easy.
Is that all it takes?
Right now, I'm gonna. Yeah. You want to get her?
What's up? What's
Be right behind you. All right, I'm gonna get out of here, you guys. I'm gonna head out. Might come back on in a little bit. Don't know how long I'm staying exactly. I'm trying to get a vibe. Gonna head someplace else right now. So, I mean, this is wrapping down, shutting down here. So, either way, I will let you guys know before I head out of town and talk to you guys and do a live. But I might be back on in a few minutes. So stay around, just stay tuned. There's some talks of things. So that's why I haven't decided yet exactly when I'm leaving. There's talks of things. So I'll keep you guys posted. So appreciate you for tuning in. Depending on which side you're on, a big victory today. So all right, you guys, I'll talk to you soon. God bless you.